What happens when light meets the earth, when heaven descends into matter? Ogbe, also referred to as Ionle or O'Neill, teaches that divine light must find a home in human action. In this episode, we open our hearts to the wisdom of Ogbe, the light in the sacred corpus of Odu. Ogbe represents the beginning of beginnings. It is the dawn of consciousness, the spark from which creation was born. It is the breath of Olodumare moving through existence, awakening destiny within every soul. This sacred Odu represents the open road, a path where the light of heaven meets the will of the earth. It is the potential for progress without obstacles, success without resistance, and blessings that flow like rivers from the divine source. But listen closely. Ag Ogbe teaches that this path of light is not automatic. It is earned, guarded by the quality of our character. For what good is light if the vessel that carries it is impure? The elders say, Iwa Lewa. Character is beauty. Without humility, without patience, without discipline, even the brightest destiny can dim. Ogbe reminds us that arrogance is the shadow that follows light. When we become proud, when we rush divine timing, we close the very road that was once open. We shift our vibration from ire, the flow of blessings, to Ibi, the weight of misfortune. So the teaching is clear. If you wish to walk in the light of Ogbe, you must guard your Iwa Pele, your gentle, righteous character. Stay humble when fortune shines. Be patient when the road feels slow. Speak truth even when silence tempts you, because in doing so, you align your Ori, your divine head, with the eternal light of Olodumare. You become the bridge between heaven and earth. You become the living manifestation of creation's purpose. So today, ask yourself, is your road still open? Are your actions aligned with the light that was placed in you at birth? Ogbe calls us to return to purity, to simplicity, to divine order, to live not just with knowledge, but with wisdom, not just with power, but with peace. May the light of Ogbe illuminate your path. May your character protect your blessings. And may your Ori always walk in harmony with the will of Olodumare. In the sacred language of Orisha Ifa, Ogbe is known as the supporter, the one who carries the light of creation. It is the manifestation of Fofo, the pure radiance that flows outward from the divine source, the very breath of Olodumare expanding into the universe. Ogbe is the Odu of illumination, of expansion, of divine movement. It is the open road, the path of progress where nothing stands in the way of destiny. It represents movement without opposition, a current of spiritual grace that propels us forward toward fulfillment. Ogbe reminds us, this open road is conditional. It does not remain open for those who lose themselves in arrogance or haste, because the true enemies of Ogbe are not outside of us. They are the storms that rise within, impatience, pride, intolerance. These are the shadows that block the light of our own destiny. Yes, the external road may be cleared by divine intervention, but only you can clear the road within. Your Ori, your divine head, must be disciplined, humble, and calm, for only then does the light of Ogbe flow freely through your life. Ogbe reveals the sacred mystery of creation. Even the divinities themselves struggled to bring forth the designs of Olodumare. The universe was not formed in comfort. It was forged through perseverance, patience, and faith. And so, Ogbe teaches that to create is to endure. To manifest is to remain calm when trials come. And to fulfill destiny is to master oneself before mastering the world. There is a Pataki that reveals this truth. When the divinities divided the portions of the sacred cow, Ogbe received only the head, the Ori, the foundation. The others took the choice parts, seeking instant gratification. But in time, it was Ag Ogbe who rose above all the first and greatest leader because he valued the source over the surface, character over appearance, purpose over pleasure. So the teaching is clear. The road of Ogbe is not a race for riches or recognition. It is a journey of light, guided by humility, discipline, and respect for your own Ori. If you walk this path with patience and integrity, nothing can stand against you. Your light will expand, your destiny will unfold, and your life will reflect the eternal order of Olodumare. May the light of Ogbe open your roads. May your Ori remain steady in the face of temptation. And may your actions honor the divine source that lives within you. Ogbe is not just light, it's the discipline to carry that light without burning yourself. The Odu Ogbe stands as the first breath of creation, the light from which all knowledge, balance, and growth emerge. From this sacred current flow three eternal principles that guide all existence. 1. Illumination, the pursuit of truth. Ogbe calls us to seek truth relentlessly. Truth is not merely information. It is the vibration of alignment between your Ori and the will of Olodumare. When you live in truth, when your thoughts, words, and actions reflect honesty, your path becomes clear. Confusion fades, purpose awakens. For illumination is not just light in the sky, it is the clarity of conscience within. To walk in the light of Ogbe is to ask yourself daily, am I living in truth or in illusion? Because truth, no matter how small, always liberates the spirit. 2. Order. Wisdom and balance. From illumination comes order. The light must be organized, otherwise it blinds instead of guides. Ogbe teaches that divine structure sustains the universe, the same order that keeps stars in their place, keeps destinies aligned. Through the guidance of Obatala, the Orisha of purity and clarity, we learn that wisdom is found in balance. Order requires discipline. It demands that we live ethically, that our thoughts be clean, our intentions clear, and our actions measured. To live without order is to live without peace. To honor Ogbe is to bring balance into our homes, our work, and our spiritual practice. It is to recognize that every choice builds or breaks harmony. 3. Expansion, growth, and shared. And finally, Ogbe reveals the principle of expansion, the divine law of growth. But true growth is never selfish. It is the spreading of light, the sharing of wisdom, the blessing that multiplies when given. The elders say, a candle does not lose its light by lighting another. When you uplift others, you expand your own destiny. When your growth benefits the collective, your divine power becomes unstoppable. Expansion is the movement of spirit in all directions, personal, communal, and cosmic. It is your evolution and the evolution of the world through you. Understand this. Ogbe is not merely a divination code. It is a living theology, a cosmic philosophy. Within it is contained the foundation of Yoruba thought, the belief that character determines destiny, and that alignment with divine order leads to peace, abundance, and enlightenment. Ogbe is the reminder that the light of creation still burns within us, and that by truth, order, and expansion, we become co-creators with Olodumare. Reflection. Ask yourself today, am I walking in truth? Am I living in balance? Am I using my light to help others grow? For these are the measures of one who truly walks in the light of Ogbe, the supporter, the illuminator, the open road of divine destiny. In the wisdom of Ifa, every journey begins not with the feet, but with the head, the Ori. It is said, Ori eni ni ngb eni. It is the head that carries the person. The foundation of Ogbe's teaching rests upon this sacred truth. Ori is not merely the physical head, it is your inner divinity, your spiritual compass, the part of you that stood before Olodumare to choose its destiny before returning to Earth. This is your Ori Inu, the inner head, the seat of consciousness, the silent witness of your soul's purpose. Ori is so powerful that Ifa declares it must be honored as an Orisha itself. For even the greatest divinities cannot bless one whose Ori has turned away. When your Ori is aligned, doors open effortlessly. When your Ori is misaligned, even open doors appear closed. Ogbe, the Odu of illumination and expansion, teaches us that true freedom is found only in perfect alignment with destiny. When your life is grounded in truth and character, your foundation is unshakable. Your Ori becomes a beacon, drawing blessings like a magnet, health, prosperity, and peace of mind. But when the inner head is neglected, when arrogance replaces humility, or impatience replaces trust, the current of destiny becomes blocked. You may appear to be succeeding outwardly, yet inwardly you feel tired, uncertain, disconnected. Progress without peace is the first sign that the Ori is calling for realignment. Ogbe reminds us that life operates by a law of moral causality. When we live in harmony with our chosen destiny, nature supports us with long life, abundance, and family. But when we stray from that harmony through deceit, pride, or disobedience to spiritual instruction, the light of ire, good fortune, dims, and the shadow of Ibi or Osogbo takes its place. And this shift is never random. It is the direct consequence of actions, choices, and neglected rituals. Ogbe teaches that no offering, no sacrifice, no success can stand without Iwa Pele good character. Ethics, humility, and spiritual discipline are not just moral ideals. They are the mechanics of destiny itself. Yet Ogbe also brings a paradox. When alignment is achieved, when blessings flow and destiny unfolds, the greatest danger appears: arrogance. For the same light that elevates us can blind us if we forget where it came from. Ogbe warns that pride is the shadow of illumination. When one becomes too self-assured to seek guidance, when one stops honoring the source, the foundation begins to crack. The open road becomes obstructed, not by enemies, but by the self. Ogbe advises us to remain vigilant in the process of manifesting good character. Even as your light expands, remember humility, Even as your voice grows strong, keep listening. For the highest form of wisdom is knowing that alignment must be renewed daily. When Ori is honored, truth becomes your shield, peace your crown, and destiny your path. But when Ori is forgotten, even abundance becomes a burden. So I leave you with this reflection. Are you walking with your Ori or walking ahead of it? Because every true victory in life begins not in the world, but within the head that carries it. May your Ori guide you wisely. May Ogbe keep your road open. And may humility guard your light forever. The path of Ogbe demands fierce self-control. For those governed by this Odu often carry the energy of great light, but also the challenge of great impatience. Ogbe's light moves fast, and with it comes the desire to see results instantly, to create, to build, to manifest now. Yet Ogbe teaches that true success cannot be rushed. Every blessing must ripen in its season. That is why Ogbe exalts the virtue of Suru, patience, declaring it the father of all good character. For patience is not weakness, it is mastery over time. It is knowing that destiny cannot be forced, it must be nurtured. Ogbe says, success is not granted, it is forged daily through perseverance and calmness. Ogbe commands that we govern our temperament. Sarcasm, arrogance, and discrimination against the less fortunate have no place in the light of this Odu. To belittle another is to dim one's own shine. For every human being is a vessel of Ase, and when we dishonor others, we weaken the flow within ourselves. Ogbe also warns against frustration when others do not see the world as you do. Impatience with others creates inner storms, emotional and mental disturbances that cloud the clarity of Ori. A disturbed head, Ogbe says, has a harder time channeling its purpose. No matter how strong your light, if your emotions are in chaos, your spiritual current cannot flow. That is why composure and tolerance are not just social virtues, they are spiritual technologies. Every time you choose calm over conflict, you clear your own road. Every time you choose understanding over judgment, you amplify your As. And Ogbe speaks firmly on another truth. Idleness is the enemy of destiny. He who has strong limbs and refuses to work does not deserve to eat. The universe supports effort. Action is prayer in motion. So Ogbe teaches us, govern your emotions like a king guards his crown. Let patience be your first response, not your last resort. Use your light to uplift, not to judge. And remember that success, in the eyes of the Orishas, is built through daily labor, of spirit, of mind, and of hands. The Odu of Ogbe is the open road, yes, but only for those who can control the storms within. Because when the head is calm, the path is clear. And when character leads, destiny follows. The light of Ogbe shines brightest in those who can master themselves. The path of Ogbe is not a concept to admire, it is a way of life to embody. It teaches that divine light without discipline burns out. But when shaped by ethics and ritual, it becomes the steady flame that lights the open road of destiny. To live under the guidance of Ogbe is to live in continuous alignment, a sacred synchronization of good character, self-discipline, and ritual devotion. Each action, each choice, each thought must harmonize with the divine order. This is how one navigates life's challenges and rises into the leadership Ogbe promises. But Ifa does not speak of blessings without balance. Ogbe warns that when patience is lost and the spirit becomes disturbed, the body responds. Frequent headaches, exhaustion, or tension, these are not coincidences, but messages from the Ori, signals that alignment has been broken. They reveal the psychosomatic effect of spiritual imbalance, the toll of arrogance, stress, or unmet ritual duty. Orisha offers practical remedies for this misalignment. Rituals like mirror work, where one confronts the self and restores clarity, and herbal baths, which cleanse not just the body, but the aura, washing away psychic residue, emotional burden, and confusion. Through these sacred acts, the channel of Ori is reopened, the light of Ogbe restored. At its highest level, Ogbe's teaching is an instruction manual for spiritual mastery, a guide to harmonize ethics, mind, and destiny. It is governed by Orunmila, the keeper of wisdom, and validated by Obatala, the guardian of purity and order. Together, they remind us that the open road is not an unconditional gift. It is a contract. To walk freely upon it, one must uphold impeccable character Iwa Pele. Destiny, in the wisdom of Orisha Ifa, is both chosen and earned. Before birth, the Ori selects its path, yet every day, that destiny must be forged through consistent effort, mastery, and self-control. Ogbe warns, your greatest obstacle is never the world outside you. It is the corruption that can arise within. Arrogance, impatience, or spiritual neglect can close the road faster than any enemy. Thus, the legacy of Ogbe, the supporter, is this. Success, abundance, and authority are not accidents of fate. They are the rewards of those who endure the ethical testing of the Orisha, who remain humble even in power, and who preserve the clarity of their inner light. Mastery, in the eyes of the Orishas, is not domination, it is alignment. It is the ability to walk your chosen destiny with humility, calm, and unwavering respect for divine order. That is the true meaning of power. That is the promise of Ogbe. So as you walk your path today, remember your destiny is sacred, but it requires your participation. So finally, what does Ogbe teach humanity? Ogbe brings the light of reasoning to the conscious mind, Ori, clarity, truth, and beginnings. It is the source of illumination that reveals what was hidden. There's a proverb that says, Ogbe ni imole, Ogbe is light itself. Ogbe esoteric teaching in modern living calls us to awaken consciousness in every decision. The light of Ogbe is not just spiritual, it is intellectual, ethical, and emotional illumination. It teaches that truth is the foundation of evolution. When we hide behind lies or confusion, our Ori, inner head, cannot align with destiny. So here is the advice from Ogbe for the modern world application. Practice imole opolo, mental illumination. Question assumptions. Seek clarity before acting. Speak truth gently but fearlessly. Begin each day with light, physically, sunlight, fire, candle, and spiritually, affirmations of truth. Ogbe reminds us, when we see clearly, we act wisely. It is also important to mention in Orisha tradition, Ogbe is also known as Onil. Onila means the keeper of earthly foundations. In traditional essence, Onile means owner of the earth. It connects to the sacred feminine power of the land, stability, and manifestation. It is the Odu of grounding, community, and responsibility. A proverb says, Ile la bowa, ile ni amabo padasi. We came from the earth, and to the earth we shall return. Onile reminds the modern follower that spirituality is not separate from responsibility. True devotion to the Orishas must manifest in care for the earth, for others, and for the physical body. Honor Onile by keeping your environment clean and sacred. Engage in community building. Be the grounding presence in your circle. Treat your body as a temple of Ace. Rest, eat consciously, connect to nature. When you honor the earth, you stabilize your destiny. So as we finalize this episode, remember, Ogbe represents balance, discernment, and the dance between opposites. Ogbe teaches balance in perception, between spirit and matter, tradition and innovation, intuition and logic. In today's world of extremes, Ogbe calls us to walk the middle path, strong yet flexible, firm yet compassionate. So, if you want to align with this energy, you must meditate on both sides before judging a situation. Avoid rigid thinking, embrace the paradoxes of life. Remember, true wisdom lies in seeing without bias. When you balance your inner dualities, you become a vessel of harmony. Ogbe has spoken, and its message is clear. Your destiny is already written in light, but it is your character, your discipline, and your daily devotion that turn that light into reality. The open road is before you. The universe has already cleared the path, but you must walk it with truth, guard it with humility, and sustain it through patience and good character. So today, I challenge you. Guard your Ori like the sacred crown it is. Be the light that Ogbe represents. When life tests your patience, breathe. When arrogance whispers in your ear, humble yourself. When doubt clouds your path, remember the open road never closes for those who walk in truth. Every sunrise is Ori reminding you, you are the light, you are the road, you are the destiny manifest. So rise today. Let your actions become prayers. Let your discipline become your offering. And let your light, your divine Ogbe, illuminate this world. Walk your road. Fulfill your destiny. Live your light. Ase. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, comment or share it with somebody that might need to hear this. Until next time, keep shining with your destiny. Oshinoju Odu signing out.